What's up, YouTube? Jester here. Well, yesterday, DICE released information on the class system. They did a community update for Battlefield Labs where they discussed their philosophy for the class system, and the community 2 seconds later immediately lost their collective shit. What the fuck, people? I don't understand what the issue is. The entire community collectively just flipped out over this fact that the weapon systems were not going to be locked. That was what the issue is. I'll read right here. Weapon loadouts. Fully customizable weapon loadouts allow you the freedom to play the way you want. Play to the strengths of your class by using your signature weapons, or easily switch to another weapon to meet the needs of your squad. Weapons are not locked to class system anymore like they were in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. It's pretty much the way it is in 2042. You just build out a weapon and then you choose your class and you go. Everybody's losing their shit. I don't get it. I don't understand. Nobody can articulate to me why that's bad. Please, somebody in the comments, describe to me why that's bad. I'm going to show you something here. This is how I particularly like to play Battlefield. This is a video of me playing Assault. Let's go there. Let's get rid of this. Boom. This is a video of me playing Assault as McKay with an M16 on top of the B flag on exposure, trying to attack it. And guess what? I get sniped from across the map. From this guy sitting on a fucking hill, doing fuck all for his team, sniped me. Okay, well, I'm sorry. That pisses me off. Was he a recon? Was he an engineer? I don't know. Does it matter? It was a guy on the side of a hill with a bolt action. It didn't matter. But I'm a petty guy. I admit it. So I respawn back in with a bolt action. I go right back to where we were. I spawn on my teammate here. And now I have a bolt action. Bing. Sniped a guy. And then what? Pick up my M16 and go right back to work. Okay? That's how I like to play Battlefield. I don't want to have to switch to a recon class to snipe that guy. Just let me snipe him and get on with my life. That's how I think it should be. I have played 2042, which 2042 is really the only game that has done this for. The previous Battlefields, the weapons were locked to classes. 2042 opened it up. And in the 1,500 plus hours I've been playing 2042, never once has it mattered, ever, that I went up against somebody and it mattered what they were holding. It just doesn't matter. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to narrate this piece of video here. Hang on a second. All right, here's another example. In this clip, I'm in Flashpoint. I'm on this flag, playing with my buddies, and he gets shot, and he's pinging over there. Now I'm going to pause here. I don't know who's in there. I don't know what weapon they have. I mean, if I was really clever, I could look up to the kill feed and see that he was killed with a Super 500. That doesn't tell me anything. That's a sidearm. It doesn't tell me what the class is. It doesn't tell me what primary weapon they have. I don't know how he died. I have to go in there and see if I can challenge those guys and pick him up. I don't know who they are. Let's see. We play it forward. Boom. I can see instantly that it's an engineer. He's got the little wrench icon above his head. I can't tell what weapon he's holding. I don't know what weapon he's holding. Does it matter at this point? Look at this range. I'm involved in this fight one way or the other. It doesn't change the engagement at all. My guy went down. I went in there to chow. It didn't matter what they had. If he had a bolt action or an LMG or an SMG, or maybe if I knew he had a shotgun, maybe I'd stay back a little bit. But in the heat of the battle, it doesn't matter. You're going to go in there and you're going to get in a fight. I see it's an engineer. Boom. He says there's another guy. Boom. I start firing on that guy. Take him out. I go in there. I don't know what they had. It doesn't matter what they had. I could see that it was a Boris and a Crawford. I knew they were engineers. But it wouldn't have changed anything at all. It's engagements like that are the primary. You're in the middle of a battlefield and you can get shit on from every direction, trying to use a certain weapon to gauge, oh, this is a rock, paper, scissors thing. He's got an LMG or a sniper and I have this, so I can fight from this distance. That. Meanwhile, a fucking helicopter just flies by and just fucking wrecks your life out of nowhere. You didn't see it coming. I don't understand the community freaking out over this. In Battlefield 3, if I wanted to play engineer, I used a carbine. That was the weapon system that was locked to that. Now, I would go around doing engineering stuff, fighting tanks, shooting tanks with my rockets, and I had my carbine and having engagements. But then if I switched over to a PDW, which was a universal weapon class in that game, any class could use a PDW. If I switched over to the M5K, did it make me any less of an engineer? Was I fighting tanks any less? No. Did it affect my range of gunfights? Maybe marginally. But in a game like Battlefield, it doesn't really matter. Assault rifles are good from close range all the way out to almost DMR range. It doesn't really matter. I don't understand why you would minimize people's ability to play the way they want. The classes have to be the classes, and the classes, their identities are given to them through their specialization traits and gadgets. That's what makes the class, not the weapon. If I want to use an AEK, I have to play assault. There's a reason the assault weapons and the assault class is the most played class in a lot of battlefields, because the assault weapons are the best and people want to use those. Now you got a bunch of people playing assault who don't really give a shit about reviving because they just want to use the AEK or the M16 or something and kill people. I think it gives you more granularity in the class. If I have an engineer and that engineer could be playing up close with a shotgun or far away with a sniper, it just gives more range to the engineer class. They can play from anywhere. Why would you pigeonhole them into one type of gun that puts them at one range of effectiveness? If I want to be an engineer on the side of a mountain with a bolt action, what difference does it make? Whether I'm a recon or an engineer. I'm not fighting vehicles if I'm an engineer on the side of the hill with a bolt action. Okay, but if I was a recon on the side of a bolt with a bolt action on the side of the mountain, I wouldn't be fighting vehicles anyway. So once again, I'm not fighting vehicles. If I'm an engineer and I have a stinger, maybe I'll take a shot at a helicopter that flies by once in a while. If I'm a recon on the side of a hill with an ammo bag, so I have unlimited ammo to throw shots, what difference does that make? As soon as I kill somebody, if they're petty like me, I'm just going to respawn with the bolt action and snipe you. You're dead. It doesn't make you God mode. It just means you don't have to go find ammo. Who cares? It also means that if you're sitting on an ammo bag, you are on a recon, which means you didn't have a spawn beacon, which means now you got to hike your ass back up to that hill. It doesn't matter. If people in the comments, you got to tell me, you got to let me know. I can't understand the level of freak out that people are having over this. I think it's a good thing. I think it gives more granularity to each of the classes, because now not only can the class play their class, but they can play it in a different way that makes it more or less effective depending on the environment. In Battlefield 3, you couldn't swap weapons. You had to swap kits. That was horrible. If I ran out of ammo and I picked a weapon up off the ground, now all of a sudden I'm an assault player, but I was an engineer, or now I'm a support player. Now I got to play support. I didn't want to play support. I wanted to play recon. Well, now I can't play recon. Now I have to play this. It was bad. The way they're doing it now is the right way to do it. And unless somebody can tell me, here's the specific reason why this is bad and how it negatively affects gameplay, then I don't understand the level of freak out. I think I'm in the minority here, obviously, because the entire community, like 97% of you, are like for weapon locks, class specific weapon locks. I don't even understand the faction thing. I don't even think you should lock the weapons to factions. I mean, I understand it if you're trying to like make it feel more like, oh, that's really the Russian army. They only use AKs. They wouldn't be using an M16 or something. But I mean, come on, give me a break. Even in Battlefield 3, once you hit a certain point, you unlocked cross-faction weapons. So it's not like a big deal. And there's no like, oh, it makes it more believable, makes it more like Battlefield-y. What are you talking about? It's not more believable. This ain't a mil sim. It shouldn't be like that. There's people jumping out of airplanes, shooting RPGs at other planes, then getting back in. This is an arcade game, people. It's not a mil sim. You can play it more tactically with a squad and all that stuff. But come on, let's be real. All it does is, by restricting these weapons to certain classes, would just minimize people's choice in the worst way. I'm not saying people should have unlimited choice. I think the plus system was a step too far. I don't think you should be able to swap your close range assault rifle into a DMR by putting a higher scope and a long barrel and different higher or heavy power ammo. I think that was a step too far. I think you should build your loadout, whatever you want it to be, and take that with the class you want, and then go play how you want to play. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't think so. I can't think of a single time in the 1,500 hours I've played Battlefield 2042 where it mattered what the other person was shooting me with. The engagement is the engagement, and you're going to fight and you're going to shoot at them. They're going to shoot at you, and it doesn't really matter. The engineers are all engineering. The support players are supporting, hopefully. Sometimes they don't really, but they should be. The recons are reconning. I don't understand how it makes the bit of difference. But y'all freak out like it does. And I suspect that it has more to do with nostalgia than it has to do with any real benefit to the game. Because I can't think of a benefit. That's my opinion. I appreciate you guys for checking this out in my little rant, but I had to say something because I think I'm on the other side of the fence here. Most of the time I'm in line lock, stock, and barrel with the community. I kind of agree mostly with what the community says, but in this regard, I just don't get it. Anyway, thanks for checking this one out. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.